those that do their job and are doing a good job, and they have to really, they're going to end up losing a lot of countries. They're going to end up losing their credibility like other organizations, and then they're going to be nothing. The potential of the United Nations, and not everybody agrees with me on this, the potential of the United Nations is fantastic if properly run. So we'll see what happens.
How much money are you going to take away?
Well, we're taking away a little bit, but we're not looking to take away money. But this is so important that we're really, as you know, the United Nations is largely funded by us. But, and it shouldn't be, it should be funded by everybody, but we're disproportionate as we always seem to be. But it's something that if it ever lived up to the potential, right now it doesn't have that power.
Next, sir, this is a national security presidential memorandum that seeks to impose maximum pressure on the government of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Hey, Donna.
Many of these provisions are similar to actions that your administration took during your first administration. The basic idea here is to have every department and agency, or many departments and agencies in your government attempt to sanction and control Iranian activities, particularly relating to the Iranian nuclear program and the Iranian export of terrorism through support of various proxy groups abroad. And the intent here is to give you all of the possible tools to, I'd say, engage with the Iranian government to ensure that going forward they are less of a malign actor on the world stage.
So this is one that I'm torn about. Everybody wants me to sign it. I'll do that. It's very tough on Iran. It's what we had before. We would have never had the problem. You would have never had October 7th. We would have never had the problem had the election gone a different way, which it should have. But this one, I think, more than made up for it. I think we're doing things and it shows that more than made up for it, much more historic. The Iran situation, hopefully, I'm going to sign it, but hopefully we're not going to have to use it very much. We will see whether or not we can arrange or work out a deal with Iran and everybody can live together. Maybe that's possible, and maybe it's not possible. So I'm signing this, and I'm unhappy to do it, but I really have not so much choice because we have to be strong and firm, and I hope that it's not going to have to be used in any great measure at all. It'd be great if we could have a Middle East and maybe a world at total peace.
That was Ringling College.
When I left, you had peace all over the world. Now
Circus
the world
College.
is blowing up. As you know, Bibi is coming in to see me later. Others are coming in to see me. We'll see what we can do. But I'm signing this, and hopefully it will be a document which won't be very important, will hardly have to be used.
So what kind of deal would you be prepared to
Well,
make?
we're going to see. I mean, we're going to see. They cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Sound check,
For
Donna.
me, it's very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. We don't want to be tough on Iran. We don't want to be tough on anybody, but they just can't have a nuclear.
Mr. President, you better work engaged conversations with your counterpart in Iran.
I would.
Like Trump 2024 on the back of that truck. Love it.
Well, we have the right to do that, and that's what I did before. And they had no money; they wouldn't have had the money for Hamas or Hezbollah or anybody
She's
else.
wearing a Trump hat.
I just,
I love it.
couldn't
Gotta love
myself to say,
Sarasota. Woo woo.
if things went the way they should have, this would have been. I think they're close. I think they're close. They're too close. But again, you could go back 4 years. I would have said they would have had it during this intervening period. But they're pretty close, Peter.
Then why did Iran have to sign it if it's Iran and their proxies who threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out so long?
Well, they haven't done that, and
Right.
that would be a terrible thing for them to do. Not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. I've left instructions.
Oh,
They
he's
do
left
good, They
instructions.
get obliterated.
Yep.
There won't be anything left. And they shouldn't
Wow.
be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why, lack of intelligence perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader or close to a leader, frankly, you had other people involved also, you would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing this, and it's a very powerful document, but hopefully we're not going to have to use it.
Mr. President, if the Prime Minister
Minister today were to ask your help in striking at Iran's nuclear facilities to prevent the kind of progress towards a nuclear weapon, would you give him the green light? Would
Hi.
either to do it himself or for the U.S. to participate with him?
I don't know that that's what he's going to be asking for. I have no idea that you're telling me. We're going to have a pretty long meeting. We're going to be discussing a lot of things, not only that, a lot of things. And I'll let you know if the time comes to let you know. Right now, that's not something that I can discuss.
When you said if they do it, they get obliterated. Just to be clear, you're talking about if Iran made another.
You sound scared.
Your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't touch him.
Total obliteration.
Total obliteration. You heard it.
And
You know what
I
that
can't
means.
imagine they do that.
They're not going to do
It should have
that.
been stated by Biden, but he didn't state it because he had no clue, as you know, as everybody.
What is your vision actually for relationship
Do you have
with
anything
Iran?
else?
No, that's all.
Yeah. It's
My
called
vision
peace.
forward.
The vision is peace.
I'd love to have a good relationship with everybody. They can't have a nuclear weapon. That was it was the only thing that was very important. They can't have a nuclear weapon. Beyond that, it would be very tough if they insist on doing that. They have some of their leadership, I can tell you right now, and maybe you know it, maybe you don't, but there are many people at the top ranks of Iran that do not want to have a nuclear weapon just for that very reason.
There you go.
Mr. President, what's your reaction to China's retaliatory tariffs?
That's fine.
That's fine.
We're going to do very well against China and
Yes,
against
we are.
everybody else.
Yes, we are.
Right now, they've taken advantage of the Biden administration like I've never seen. I've never seen the deficit with China is about $1 trillion. Think of it, $1 trillion. They're using our money to build their military. And Biden let that happen. We're taking a lot of fires
Bam.
here. We came back. This is like a different place. The good news is we're doing very well. We're doing well with countries that nobody expected we'd do well with. We are respected again as a nation, maybe at a level that people haven't seen for many, many decades. But when I left, we didn't have any wars. I defeated ISIS, 100% of the ISIS caliphate. And now the world seems to be ready to blow up. But we'll see if we can stop it.
Mr.
Have
President,
you reached out to the Iranians about any kind of deal to start those
I would
discussions?
reach out. I have nothing. I see. I'm one that doesn't care whether I reach out or they reach out. A lot of people say, "Let them reach out, sir." To me, it doesn't matter. It's just talk. But I want to see everybody do well. I want to see great countries, and I want to see peace in the Middle East and elsewhere. We're also working very hard with respect to Russia, Ukraine. It's a bloodbath. It's a total bloodbath. What's going on there is incredible. What's going on with the soldiers, young soldiers being killed by the thousands. I mean, literally by the thousands. And we want to see if we can get that stopped. And I think we've had some very good talks.
Any update on when you would speak to President Xi, sir? Any update on when you would speak to President Xi?
We'll speak to them at the appropriate time. I'm in no rush.
Hi, Susan.
Do you think that conversation can
Hey,
lend
Bam.
itself to the type of freeze that it meant for the tariffs for Canada? and
Well, we'll see
Mexico?
what happens. Well, there's a short-term freeze with Mexico, as you know, and with Canada. But they've agreed to be very, very strong on the border, stronger than they ever were by far, by a factor of about 30. And in addition to that, as you can see, we've been strong because we've had numbers like you've never seen before. The border is now closed, really closed. And with that being said, we're letting good people come through, and we want good people to
Love
come
you,
into our country.
Susan.
But the border is closed.
In your talks with
The
President
border's closed, guys. It's closed.
Do you intend to press him about how many deaths have been amongst Palestinians? Are you concerned about that?
I talked about that too.
The grift is
That
over.
excites me a lot.
Time to go
I talk
home.
about that. I talk about the other side. I talk about everything.
What's your main message to him today during your?
Well, I'm here to listen. He's here to see me, and I'm here to listen. So
Will you
there's
continue
not
to
much.
press?
It's
Will
at
you
the right
continue-
time. I'll give my
Mr.
message.
President, will you continue to press for the
Oh,
Zionist?
Gonna take some look. The Gaza thing has not worked. It's never worked, and I feel very differently than a lot of people. I think they should get
Hey, guys.
a good, fresh, beautiful piece of land, and we get some people to put up the money to build it and make it nice and make it
Nothing's here.
habitable and enjoyable and make
You
it
said
a
they don't
home.
want to leave, though. How can you say they don't want to
I
leave?
don't know how they could want to stay. It's a demolition site. It's a pure demolition site. If we could find the right piece of land or numerous pieces of land and build them some really nice places, with plenty of money in the area, that's for sure. I think that would be a lot better than going back to Gaza, which has had just decades and decades of death.
Pieces of land be
Well,
if
they
those
could
Arab
be in
countries
Jordan,
don't-
and they could be in Egypt, and they could be in other places. You could have more than two, more than one, but you could have more than two. And you'd have people living in a place that could be very beautiful, safe, and nice. Gaza's been a disaster for decades.
Would the US pay for that?
I don't think the UN would pay, but I think there's plenty of people that would in the area. They have a lot of right to see it. I know that Saudi Arabia wants to see peace. I can see that. And many of the countries there, as far as I'm concerned, they all want peace. I think, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think Iran would like to see peace too. They've had enough. Don't you think they've had enough?
But the leaders of Egypt and Jordan have said bluntly, they have no interest in doing this.
Well, they may have said that, but a lot of people said things to me. They said they wouldn't take anybody back
It
into
isn't
Venezuela.
real.
Right now, they're flying them right back into Venezuela.
The
Lot of
dog
they're
is a
doing the right thing
toy.
in Venezuela. The Panama Canal is an active discussion right now. They said things about that. And
We all
virtually
want
everything that's
peace.
been said has been incorrectly
Thank
stated based on the
you.
result.
There's no amount of
I
forcibly
love the little
displacing-
dog.
no amount of forcibly displacing those people from Gaza. If
I
they
don't
say
think
they
so. I
want
think
to-
if they had the opportunity, they'd love it. If they had an alternative to get, they have no alternative right now. I mean, they're there because they have no alternative. What do they have? It is a big pile of rubble right now. I mean, have you seen the pictures of it? Have you been there? It's terrible to live. Who can live like that? And very dangerous. There's shooting all over the place. There's bombing all over the place on both sides. Now, I would think if they had an option of to an either in a large group or various smaller
We're
groups
going to
take care
find
of
a
the
sunset
close to 2
spot.
million people, I would think that they would be thrilled to do it. They have no, when you say about the Gaza Strip, they don't have an option.
To be clear, you say they'd be
It's very
thrilled to-
dangerous.
they'd be thrilled to leave Gaza.
Oh, I think that.
This is going south of Sarasota.
They have to go back to Gaza, but what is Gaza? There's practically not a building standing.
Let's go look for
They're very
dolphins.
dangerous. Those buildings are shifting and they're falling down all over the place and there's gunfire all over.
While the war was ongoing, rather than now, there's a ceasefire.
We're in
Which
Florida,
is what you're
San
talking
Pres.
about.
It was more dangerous when there were strikes overhead than now.
Well, the strikes could start tomorrow. There's not a lot left to strike. It's a demolition site. The whole place is demolished. It's unsafe. It's unsanitary. It's not a place where people want to live.
Mr. President,
Nobody's got, they have no alternative but to go back. If we gave them an alternative of living in a beautiful open place with some, nice quarters there, nice housing of sorts, and we have the money in the Middle East to build that.
Do you support Israelis actually moving back and creating settlements?
Not necessarily, no, I just support cleaning it up and doing something with it, but it's failed for many decades. And somebody will be sitting here in 10 years or 20 years from now, and they'll be going through the same stuff, wars. They've had civilizations on Gaza, many civilizations on Gaza, and they're buried in the sand.
Secretary
It
Rubio,
doesn't seem to work.
Secretary,
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. On Elon Musk, how often are you talking to him? And have there been ideas that he's brought to you that you said, oh, no, wait a minute, this is going a little too far?
Well, many ideas, but look, he's done a great job. Look at all the fraud that he's found in this US AID.
Yeah, woo!
It's a disaster. What the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with 100 million spent on you know what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money. With the money, I'd like to see what the kickbacks are about, and I read about, and I see every night on the news and every morning when I read the papers. Who would spend money for that? I would say this: the people that got all that money, are they kicking it back to the people that gave it from government? No, that's, to me, very, very corrupt. The real question is how much of a kickback has there been? And one of the things I want
Look,
to
there's a chump
investigate
store.
rapidly, because I've never seen anything to
Oh, it
this
looks like it's not
extent.
open.
The train that's being built between Los Angeles and San Francisco project I think I've ever seen, and I've seen some of the worst. Billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars over budget. In fact, I read where you could take every single person that was going to go on the train and get the finest limousine service in the world and take them back in limousines, and you'd have hundreds of billions of dollars left over. It is the work to start an investigation in that, because it's not possible. I built for a living.
That's
I
a road
built
to
on time, on
CSTP.
budget.
We're not going there.
It's impossible that something could cost that much. And now it's not even going to San
too,
Francisco,
Diana.
and it's not going to Los Angeles. They made it much shorter. So now it's at little places way away from San Francisco and way
Yes,
away
gas
from
prices are going down.
Los
Yes, they
Angeles. No.
are.
Well, there's a big
Absolutely, they are.
investigation on that, because I've never seen anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. The worst overruns that there have ever been in the history of our country. And it wasn't even necessary. I would have said, you don't buy it, you take an airplane, it costs you $2, it costs you nothing. You take an airplane. But this got started, and if you have to, you drive. You can drive. They have hundreds of billions of dollars of cost overruns. And it's
Pray
not
for
even
the
their
people in the
project, it's much
ambulance.
shorter. It's
Pray they
way
are
outside of
okay.
San Francisco and way outside of Los Angeles. So we're gonna be looking into that.
Bush engineers that Elon Musk has helping him.
God
are young
bless
as
them.
19 years
That's
old.
good. They're very smart though, Peter. They're like you. They're very smart people.
Have you met any of these guys?
No, I haven't seen them. They work actually out of the White House. They're smart people. Unlike what they do in the control towers, where we need smart people, we should use some of them in the control towers, where we were putting people that were actually intellectually deficient. That was
Unbelievable.
one of the qualifications, is you could be intellectually deficient.
That's insane.
No, we need smart people. Some are young and some are not young. Some are not young at all. But they found great things. Look at the list of things. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'll read off a list of 15
Please,
or 20
we
things
read
that
off
they
the
found
list.
inside the
Educate some of these
USAID.
fools.
It's has to be corrupt. Nobody could approve that.
So
They could
corrupt.
only approve that if they were getting kickbacks.
Sorry.
And you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
And it sounds like you're gonna wind down USAID.
It sounds like it. Tabby.
Is that
I think so.
Ducey?
So when that happens, which part of the government?
Well, I could see
Sounds like
Marco
Ducey.
Rubio being in charge, State Department, because they're giving money to, I mean, some of the money is well spent, I guess, but much of it is really fraudulent.
And on the education department, why nominate Linda McMahon to be the education department secretary if you're gonna get?
We're
rid of
driving
the
south
education?
from
Because I
Sarasota,
told
Florida.
Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job, education department. So we're ranked number 40 out of 40 schools. Right? We're ranked number 1 in cost per pupil. So we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. And we're ranked at the bottom of the list. We're ranked very badly. And what I want to do is let the states run schools. I believe strongly in school choice. But in addition to that, I want the states to run schools. And I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
So you want to think that's something you can do
Look, if I could give the school.
And the Department of Education. End it.
Run properly, there's many of them, I think. So if you look at the list, Denmark, Sweden,
doesn't work.
Norway, believe it or not, China's doing very well in that list, a list of well-educated,
Every
they run
day,
their
Diana,
school
every day.
system well. You have a lot of countries, not surprising names. I think that if you moved our schools into some of these states that are really well-run states, they would be as good as Denmark and Norway and Sweden and some of the other states. And then you'd have the laggards, and you know who they are. I don't have to go to it, but you'd have the laggards, the same laggards that are laggards with everything else, including crime. But even them, you'll break it into systems. As an example, if you went to New York, you go to Westchester County, you go to Dutchess County, you go to Suffolk and Long Island, Nassau and Long Island. You have maybe 6 or 7 locations, and you have New York City, which would include the 5 boroughs. And
I've
think
done
even
it,
that would
Enver.
run much better than it does right now.
It's awesome.
Same thing with Los Angeles or California. You'd have Riverside, you'd break it up into 6 or 7, but most of them would be states, and you'd have one, like in Iowa, you give it to the state of Iowa, you give it to the state of Indiana, you give it, these are really well-run states. They don't have debt, they don't have problems, they don't have any crimes, relatively speaking, to speak of. And you would have education that would be the equivalent of Norway and Denmark and various other places that are at the top of the list.
I
So
used
we're
to
at the
live in
bottom of the list,
Switzerland,
and we're the
Enver.
most expensive. We're at the top of the list when it comes to cost per pupil. We spend more money per pupil than any other nation in the world, and yet we're rated number 40. The last ratings came out, you saw them. So they talk about 40 countries. We're rated number 40. And I say that if we did this, we would go 20, 30 notches up. We could do great. And we would have some of the best districts in the world.
Are you looking to do that with an executive order, sir, or do you need to work with Congress?
Well, there are some people that say I could. I think I'd work with Congress. I think we'd have to work with the teachers union, because the teachers union is the only one that's opposed to it. Nobody else would want to hold it back. Look, we have to tell the teachers union, we're rated last in the
Yeah,
world.
tell
in
them to go
education
pound
of the top
sand.
40. We're rated, we were 38. Now we're 40. We went to 39. We went to 40.
Oh, yeah.
37. But we're 40 now. The thing just
Ich
came out.
kenne
That's
Deutschland.
under Biden. Remember that.
Secretary Rubio announced a deal this week that would allow potentially American citizens who are criminals to be put in a different country. Is that something you're looking for?
No, I didn't know that he announced that yet, but if he did, it's fine, yeah. We have hard criminals, horrible people. You see them pushing people into subways. The train is coming last week. Guy walking around, just sees somebody waiting for the train. Train's coming 40 miles an hour, and he gets pushed into the subway. And that happens all the time. These are sick people. If we could get them out of our country, we have other countries that
Thank
would
you,
take them.
Enver.
It's no different than a prison system.
Vielen
except it would be a
Dank,
lot less
vielen
expensive,
Dank.
and it would be a
Sehr
great
schön.
deterrent. Send them to other countries.
We do
could go a
speak
step
German on the
further. In
beach
other words,
report.
we're talking about getting the criminals out of our country that come in through
Oh,
other countries
Euro.
illegally, right? The illegal
Schön.
migrants, as I call them.
Das ist das
Well, we
erste
have people
Mal.
that are just as bad as them in our country. If we could get them out, I'd be very happy.
Some people said that he wanted you to pay a fee for that. Do you pay that?
Cool behave.
It's a very small fee compared to what we pay to private prisons. And a very, very small fee. I don't know, we'll have to find that out legally. I'm just saying, if we had the legal right to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know if we do or not. We're looking at that right now. But we could make deals where we'd get these animals out of our country. And if you take the shooters, the people that hit old ladies in the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that walk down the street, the people that and you
Yep.
see it, the people that take out
I'm
a
not
gun
putting
and
up with
shoot
that
you for no
anymore.
reason at all. If we could get these animals out of our country and put them in a different country under the supervision of somebody that made a relatively small fee to maintain these people, because you know what? These are criminals. You call them hardened criminals. They've been in jail 40 times. This one 42 times. And every time the person gets out, it's a he. Every time he gets out, he commits another crime within 24 hours. And it's a heinous crime. It's a rough crime. We don't want these people in our country either. We don't want them in our country. If we had the option to get them out and let them be based in some other country at a fraction of the cost,
Bis
and
nächste.
frankly, they
Schönen
could keep them,
Tag.
because these people are never going to be any good. That
Vielen
person
Dank.
that
Nochmals.
has been arrested 42 times or 22 times or 17 times and is all in for manslaughter and
zurück,
everything else,
bitte.
and only gets out because of a very weak judicial system that only goes after people like Trump. They don't go after the criminals. They don't go after people like this. And they laugh at our law. If that took place, you would have a lot less crime automatically.
So it's exploring whether they.
A lot of space to accommodate a lot of people, yeah, so we're gonna use it.
Can you talk a little bit
We have it,
about
it's
why?
already up, we have it for nothing. But we can do less expensive and even more secure. We've had other countries come to us saying, we would love to do that. We would love to take your criminals and we'll maintain that. be in their jail. And I'm only talking for the most severe cases. Like, I watched that guy on tape pushing the man into the subway last week. That man that did that is a real bad guy. Many, many arrests. And do you think you're going to convince him someday to be good and a wonderful citizen for our country? It's never going to happen. I want to get those people out. I'd love to get them out along with the illegal migrants. The migrants are rough, but we have some bad ones too. I'd like to get them out. It would be all subject to the laws of our land, and we're looking at that to see what we can do.
Mr. President,
Say it.
What other countries have offered to take these Americans?
Numerous, many. And Marco brought it up today. I'm glad he did.
Hello,
Because a lot of
Mario.
people are thinking it. When I watch some of the crimes being committed in New York City and Chicago, look at Chicago, the volume of crime that have and the viciousness of the crimes. These people are horrible people. And if somebody thinks they're going to be wonderful citizens someday, they're wrong. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're bad. These are hard, tough criminals. In many cases, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. But they're very dangerous. If I could get them out of the country and be in some other country, private prison, or to, put them in one of our prisons that costs even more money, I think it would be great. I'd love to get them the hell out of our country. Thank you very much, everybody. I don't know what to say, but there's a certain quarterback that seems to be a pretty good winner.
And just last one, because you mentioned it many times, what do you think about Joe Biden signing on with the
The talent
You
agency.
gotta be
What?
kidding.
What?
He signed on with the talent agency.
That's insane.
I think he's got bigger problems than that.
Ooh.
I think he's got much bigger problems than that, but I wish him well. We inherited a mess. This place is a mess, but it's quickly being solved.
When Trump says, I wish him well, you know what that means, right?
thanks, guys.
That's some comms right there. I wish him well. Joe Biden signed with the talent agency. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Whoops, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, guys. So, hey, welcome to another beach report. I'm driving down the road and I'm like, I saw that President Trump had gone live today about an hour ago. So I thought, yeah, dun, dun, dun. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Young men, there's no need to feel down. I said, young men, get your feet off the ground. I said, young man, if you're in a new town, there's no need to be unhappy. I love that song. It's so much fun. Hi, Karen. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, what talent agency, Terry? I want to know too. I want to know all about that. Why would a former president of the United States join a talent agency? What? What? Did you hear Trump sounded shocked when he heard that one? What's going on? Karen Golden Age, indeed, my friend, indeed. And I'll say it again and again and again. This is a great time to be elderly in America. Am I right? I mean, I saw prices of gas were down yesterday, but they seem to have popped up here in the Sarasota greater area. I don't know. Yeah, Diana. Yeah, Joe has bigger problems, according to President Trump, than becoming a talent agency. What? I mean, what? Acting or what? Is that crazy? So good to see you too, Terry. So good to see my friends here on the beach report. Yeah, I decided to like go find a better sunset spot. So we've got about half an hour until sunset. Who wants to go see the sunset from Venice Beach? What do you think? Does that sound like a plan? So we're going to drive to Venice Beach. Because the sunset time is here. And my gimbal lost its juice, so my camera work is going to be a little weird, a little strange. But let's go. Terry wants to go to the beach. Venice Beach, Florida. Not to be mistaken with Venice Beach, California. Complete opposite sides of the country. So yeah, we're getting ready for sunset. You can see the sun is going down over here to the west of me, over the Gulf of America. I love how some people get triggered when I call it the Gulf of America. I will always call it the Gulf of America from now until forever. That's just what I'm gonna do. What do you think? Do you think of it as the Gulf of America too? I love it. I love it. It makes me so happy. Yeah, a lot of Joe's been acting the last 4 years. Exactly. I'm like, is it really Jim Carrey or what? I saw something about all the Canadian actors. Maybe we can get rid of them. Some of them are not very nice and they don't really like us. Why are they here? Go home. Yeah, it is the Gulf of America, Terry. You know, girl. So we just heard President Trump sign several executive orders protecting we the people and also protecting us from Iran and also assuring us that should they ever try to retaliate against him for killing Soleimani, that it will only end badly for them. So there's that. He made it very clear. Iran is not going to do anything to hurt a hair on his head. Love it. Makes me feel like so happy, so protected. Look at that big beautiful sun tonight. Wow. I mean today. Still day. There's a sun, there's a day. It's the day. Yeah, central casting. Oh, Karen, good catch. Good catch. Calms all the way, right? Calms all the way. Oh my gosh, something else is live right now. Trump and Netanyahu holding a presser. Holy guacamole. All right, we're going to have to listen to that next. I don't know when they're going to come on, but this should be quite interesting. The news is so crazy every day. I can't wait to see what happens next. It's like this movie has sped up to the part that I'm actually starting to enjoy. I have not liked this movie. It has been a terrible movie, but it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. Yeah, central casting. Girl, you hit it on the head. So, all right, there is a upcoming Netanyahu and Trump press conference. Oh my gosh. I can't wait until that starts. Yeah, it's one of those where they're getting prepared. And who knows how long they'll make us wait. Oh, it's so hard. Wait, oh, maybe something's happening now. Well, there's a little more going on, it seems. Just hang on, guys, hang on. And enjoy the sights as we drive towards Venice, Florida. Look, we've got some gas for $2.99. Okay, I saw some gas for $2.89 yesterday, so some prices are going down. We're going to go catch the sunset in Venice, Florida. You can see some places that were hit hard by the Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene. Some places still rebuilding. You can see signs of the hurricane from the street signs that are, some of them laying down, some of them bent over. Street signs are usually the first to go, it seems. Okay, are they on now? No, they're on. They're not on yet, are they? Are they speaking, Terry? Is the channel I have on, they're not doing anything yet. They're like just meeting. Do I need to change the channel? We'll find it. We're going over Shackett Creek right now and into an area called Nokomis. Look how beautiful. Beautiful driving over Shackett Creek.
Best districts in the world.
Okay, so they are speaking. Okay, let's go.
Well, there are some people that say I could. I think I'd work with Congress. I think we'd have to work with the teachers union because the teachers union is the only one that's opposed to it. Nobody else would want to hold it back. Look, we have to tell the teachers union. We're rated last in the world in education of the top 40. We're rated last. We were 38. Now we're 40. We went to 30 now. We went to 40, 37. But we're at 40 now. The thing just came out. That's under Biden. Remember that.
Secretary Rubio announced a deal this week that would allow potentially American citizens who are criminals to be put in a different country. Is that something you're looking to do?
No, I didn't know that he announced that yet, but if he did, it's fine, yeah. We have.
Yeah, send them
hard-
away.
Hardened criminals.
We don't need no
horrible people.
stinking
You see 'em
criminals.
pushing people into subways. The train is coming
Yeah,
last week.
we don't need
Guy
you.
walking around.
Get out.
Just sees somebody waiting for the train. Train's coming 40 miles
Make
an
America
hour,
safe again.
and he gets pushed into the subway. And that happens all the time. These are sick people. If we could get them out of our country, we have other countries that would take them. It's no different than a prison system, except it would be a lot less expensive, and it would be a great deterrent. Send them to
Oh,
other
yeah.
countries. If we could go a step further, in other words, we're talking about getting the criminals out of our country that come in through other countries illegally, right? The illegal migrants, as I call them. Well, we have people that are just as bad as them in our country. If we could get them out, I'd be very happy.
Said that he wanted you to pay a fee for that. Do you pay that?
Well, that's a lot.
Thanks,
a
Karen.
Very small fee compared to what we pay to private.
Good job,
persons.
girl.
And a very, very small fee. I don't know. We'll have to find that out legally. I'm just saying, if we had the legal right to do it, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know if we do or not. We're looking at that right now. But we could make deals where we get these animals out of our country. And you know, if you take the shooters, the people that hit old ladies in the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that walk down the street, the people that you see it, the people that take out a gun and shoot you for no reason at all. If we could get these animals out of our country and put them in a different country under the supervision of somebody that made a relatively small fee to maintain these people, because you know what? These are criminals. You call them hardened criminals. They've been in jail 40 times. There's one 42 times. And every time the person gets out, it's a he. Every time he gets out, he commits another crime within 24 hours. And it's a heinous crime. It's a rough crime. We don't want these people in our country either. We don't want them in our country. If we had the option, to get them out and let them be based in some other country at a fraction of the cost, and frankly, they could keep them because these people are never going to be any good. That person that has been arrested 42 times or 22 times or 17 times and is all in for manslaughter and everything else and only gets out because of a very weak judicial system that only goes after people like Trump. They don't go after the criminals. They don't go after people like this. And they laugh at our law. If that took place, you would have a lot less crime automatically.
That's right.
Guantanamo Bay, is there enough space there to?
Get
There's a lot
low.
of space to accommodate a lot of people, yeah. So
A
we're
lot of
raising-
people gotta
We
go.
have
Go
it.
to
It's
get
already
low.
It's, we have it for nothing, but we can do less expensive and even more secure. We've had other countries come to us saying, we would love to do that. We would love to take your criminals and we'll maintain that. We'll, be in their jail. And I'm only talking for the most severe cases. Like I watched that guy on tape pushing the man into the subway last week. That man that did that is a real bad guy. Many arrests. And do you think you're going to convince him someday to be good and a wonderful citizen for our country? It's never going to
The
happen.
whole world needs Trump.
I want to get those people out. I'd love to get them out along with the illegal migrants. The migrants are rough, but we have some bad ones too. I'd like to get them out. It would be all subject to the laws of our land, and we're looking at that to see what we can do.
What other countries have offered to take American citizens?
Say it.
What other countries have offered to take these Americans?
Numerous, many. And Marco brought it up to that. Glad he did. Because a lot of people are thinking it. When I watch some of the crimes being committed in New York City and Chicago, look at Chicago, the volume of crime that have, and the viciousness of the crimes. These people are horrible people. And if somebody thinks they're going to be wonderful citizens someday, they're wrong. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They're bad. These are hard, tough criminals. In many cases, they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. But they're very dangerous. If I could get them out of the country and be in some other country where they'd glad to have them because they make a small fee compared to what we'd pay to a private prison or to, put them in one of our prisons that costs even more money, I think it would be great. I'd love to get them the hell out of our country. Thank you very much, everybody. I don't know what to say, but there's a certain quarterback that seems to be a pretty good winner.
And just last one, because you mentioned it many times, what do you think about Joe Biden?
Oh, so we already heard this. Where's Trump and Netanyahu?
Mr. President, you
Okay,
managed to
here we
get
go.
this
Sorry
deal
about
done
that,
today. A lot of
guys.
people say that the men who managed to do that should get a Nobel Peace Prize. Do you think that you'll be able to get all the hostages back home? And what would happen if you hear from the Israelis that
Give me a Nobel Peace Prize.
what would happen? What would happen if the Israelis?
I deserve it, but.
He does deserve
Yeah,
it.
what would happen, sir? Sir, what would happen if they?
He should get a Nobel Peace Prize.
Saudi Arabia?
Well, we're going to see, and we're dealing with a lot of people, and we have steps to go yet. As you
Ah,
know.
here we go.
And maybe those steps go forward, and maybe they don't. We're dealing with a very complex group of people, situation and people. But we have the right man, we have the right leader of Israel. He's done a great job, and we've been friends for a long time. We do a great job also. And I think we have a combination that's very unbeatable, actually.
Can I ask, what would happen? What would happen? Mr. President, what would happen if you hear?
Wait a minute, wait. Where is that person? Where's that person coming from? Come on,
Yeah,
go,
Mr.
you go.
President, what would happen if you hear from the Israeli side today that they're not willing to go through with the deal to get all the hostages back home and finish the war?
We'll see what happens.
You're
Whatever
welcome,
happens,
Diana.
We'll be prepared to handle the situation.
Are the Saudis demanding, are the Saudis demanding
No.
Are the Saudis demanding a Palestinian state?
No, they're not, no.
Are they demanding a path towards a Palestinian state or any other recognition?
Everybody's demanding one thing, you know what it is? Peace.
Peace.
They want peace.
I
They want
demand
people to
peace.
Stop being killed.
Yes,
But
stop the
everybody's
killing.
demanding one thing.
We demand
Simple,
peace.
And he wants peace also.
We voted for peace.
To get the deal done?
Yeah.
Sure. Why wouldn't it get done? A deal can't get done. We'll see what happens. We're dealing with very complicated people, but a deal can absolutely get done.
President Trump,
See what happens.
President Trump, that was Prime Minister Netanyahu. We've heard Joe Biden and Donald Trump take credit for the hostage and ceasefire deal. Who do you think deserves more credit?
I think President Trump added great force and powerful leadership to this effort. I appreciate it. Sent a very good emissary. He's helped it along. And, I'll just tell you, I'm happy that they're here.
It was
And I'm
Trump.
sure the president is happy that they're here. And I would think
Whoops. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Mr. President, you managed to get this deal done. Some say, a lot of people say that the men who managed to do that should get a Nobel Peace Prize. Do you think that you'll be able to get all the hostages back home? And what would happen if you hear from the Israeli side?
Give me a Nobel Peace Prize.
What would happen? What would happen if the Israeli?
I deserve it, but they will never give it to me.
Now it's repeating. Sorry, you guys. This is repeating.
Dealing with a lot of people, and we have steps to go yet, as you know, and maybe those steps go forward.
No, sorry.
More money, I think would be great. I'd love to get them the hell out of our country. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh, super confusing right now, you guys. I don't know what to think. It's like they say Trump and Netanyahu are coming on. It says they're already on. It's like, what's going on? I don't know. I mean, here, this says live. This is AP. It shouldn't Associated Press. Like, seriously. What? It doesn't, I don't see them, but I saw them on another channel. So is it over? Did it already happen and we missed it, or what? It's really hard with the YouTube channels sometimes because things say that they're live and then they're not live and they're replaying things, and even my channel does that, but we really are live. I don't know. Live. Okay.
I deserve it, but.
All right. So it looks like this is
Whole
over.
thing, we can't forget it. I'll
Sorry,
never
guys.
forget it. You can't forget
Let's
it.
look at the sunset.
Some people want to put it out of their memory, but we're not going to ever let that happen.
And I want to hear what
Horrible
President
day,
Trump had to
October
say
7th.
with
That was a
Netanyahu.
That was a horrible period of time. And a lot of people like to pretend it didn't happen. It happened. It's a big group of people that like to pretend it didn't happen, like the Holocaust didn't happen.
That's
Same
weird, Donna.
mindset. No, we're going to get this thing wrapped up, and we're going to get it done. We're also dealing, I think, very successfully with Russia, Ukraine. We're going to hopefully get that one done at some point in the not too distant future. That's a complex problem also, but we solve problems. When I left, we had no problem. There was no Ukraine and Russia fighting. There was no October 7th. There was nothing, and some very poor leadership led to a lot of problems and a lot of death. And it's a shame, but we'll put it out. We'll put out the fires. We have a lot of fires. We'll put them out.
Thank you, Diana. Yeah, Terry, it's so weird.
Well, a lot of plans change with time, and a lot of death has occurred since I left and now came back. This death occurred not while I was here, but while somebody else was here. It shouldn't have happened. They shouldn't have allowed it to happen. It would have never happened. And that includes Russia, Ukraine would have never happened. Not even a little bit, not even a chance. But now we are faced with a situation that's different, in some ways better and in some ways worse. But we're faced with a very complex and difficult situation, but we'll solve the problem.
Ah, they sound like chickens.
Egypt, what other countries you think might accept Palestinians from Gaza?
Well, I think Jordan and Egypt will, I know they've spoken about it with you, and they say they're not going to accept. I say they will. But I think other countries will accept also. I think that Gaza maybe is a demolition site right now. If you look at Gaza, there's hardly a building standing, and the ones that are going to collapse. You can't live in Gaza right now. And I think we need another location. I think it should be a location that's going to make people happy. You look over the decades, it's all death in Gaza. This has been happening for years. It's all death.
Yeah,
If we
quick,
can get a
stop it.
beautiful area
The
to
killing.
resettle people permanently in nice homes and where they can be happy and not be shot, not be killed, not be knifed to death like what's happening in Gaza. And right now you have in Gaza a very dangerous situation in terms of explosives all over the place, in terms of tunnels that nobody knows
Thanks,
who's in the
Donna.
tunnel. The whole thing is a mess. And I think that if we can resettle, and I believe we can do it in areas where the leaders currently say no. I mean, I've been saying that with Mexico, having to do with the border and all of the things. And you saw what happened, 10,000 soldiers, and they're going to do a good job. I really believe that. And I believe Canada is going to do a good job also. And they said the same thing. And then they did something much different than what you were hearing. This is a very, very difficult situation, but we're going to get it solved. I don't think people should be going back to Gaza. I think that Gaza's been very unlucky for them. They've lived like hell. They lived like you're living in hell. Gaza is not a place for people to be living. And the only reason they want to go back, and I believe this strongly, is because they have no alternative. What's the alternative? Go where? There's no other alternative. If they had an alternative, they'd much rather not go back to Gaza and live in a beautiful alternative that's safe.
Yeah, safety and peace. The people want safety and peace.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was
It
happening?
would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter. So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back? They've experienced nothing but death and destruction.
What would you do then?
Well, I don't think they're going to tell me no.
They're not going
I
to.
don't think they're going to. I think they're going to tell Biden no, and I think they're going to tell
That's right.
other people no.
So you think it will happen at the end?
I think there's a good chance. Yeah,
How
I'd like to see
many
that.
people are you thinking about?
All of them. I mean, we're talking
All of them
about
are-
probably 1,000,007 people, 1,000,007, maybe 1,000,008. But I think all of them, I think they'll be resettled in areas where they can live a beautiful life and not be worried about dying every day.
Oh, the liberal media is flipping out. Heads are exploding. Ah.
Building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza in the next year.
Say it.
Building settlements, Jewish settlements back in Gaza in the next year. Do you support this?
I don't see it happening. It's too dangerous for people. Nobody can go there. It's too dangerous. Nobody wants to be there. Warriors don't want to be there. Soldiers don't want to be there. How can you have people go back? You're saying go back into Gaza now? The same thing's going to happen. It'll only be death. The best way to do it is you go out and you get beautiful, open areas with the sunlight coming through, and
No,
you
that's not
build
what I meant.
something
I meant
nice.
building
And
Israeli
they are not
settlements
going to
back
want
in
to.
Gaza.
They are not going to want to go back to Gaza.
Prime Minister, what is your message to the families of the hostages that look at this deal, that worried that the deal won't go through? What do you say to them at this moment?
Same message I said from the beginning of the war. Get them out. Got over 70%, close to 75% of the people who everybody believed would not get out. We got them in successive deals. And most recently, with the help of President Trump, we're not going to give up on any of them. And we're not going to give up on our other war aims. Hamas is not going to be in Gaza, and we're going to get everyone back.
And you would not have.
How optimistic are you about reaching phase 2 of the ceasefire?
Yeah, it's over.
Well, we're gonna try.
But it's still on the beach report, so.
One of the things we're going to talk about. And if we, you know, when Israel and the United States work together, President Trump and I work together, the chances go up a lot. It's when we don't work together, Israel and the United States don't work together, that creates problems. When
Facts.
the other side sees daylight between us and occasionally in the last few years, they saw daylight.
Yeah, we're listening to the replay, Donna.
Cooperate, chances are good.
Say it.
Now that Iran is so weak, isn't it the right time to return once and for all?
So
That's
you
what we're
say Iran
listening
is
to.
so weak. I appreciate you saying that. They're not weak. They're very strong right now, and we're not going to allow them to have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. You know, I signed a very
Thank you,
strong
President Trump.
proclamation. Iran was in big trouble when I left. They were broke. They didn't have money for Hamas. They didn't have any money for Hezbollah. You had no problem. October 7th could have never happened. When I left, October 7th could have never happened. And frankly, Russia and Ukraine, as I said, could never have happened. They became very strong very fast. They sold massive amounts of oil to China and everybody else who would not buy the oil when I was president because we said, don't buy the oil. And they became very rich very quickly. But they're not weak.
This is not live, Tina. It is live me,
Doesn't
but
mean they won't
this
be
is a
weak.
replay of
You know what? We just don't want
press
them to have a
conference just
nuclear weapon.
happened.
They can't have a nuclear
The
weapon.
Prime Minister, sorry, Mr. President, the Prime Minister wants you to strike him.
Sun going through the clouds. Did you see that dim?
What do you know about anything? Go ahead.
But is that
The sunset is live.
President Trump, is that option on the table?
No, could be other places too. There are many people that have reached out, many countries, many leaders of countries that have reached out that would like to participate in that. Doesn't have to be Jordan and Egypt, but I think it would be also them.
Mr. President, your relationship with Mr. Netanyahu ups and downs. How would you describe it?
No, I think it's mostly ups.
Mr. President,
It's mostly up. Bonsoir, Homer.
What? Well, it's had a pretty hard time, wouldn't you say? I'd say it's had a pretty bad time of it.
Mr. President, Qatar has, you've criticized in the past as a fund of terrorism, so as the Prime Minister, do you think they're part of the solution or part of the problem moving forward?
I think they're trying
Comme
to
si,
help.
comme ça.
Qatar is absolutely trying to help. I know them very well and they're doing everything they can. Very tough situation.
No, I'm
but
fine. I'm
they're
good.
absolutely trying to help.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, there you have it. President Trump and talking with Netanyahu. It's like something exciting happening every single day that President Trump is in office. I, for one, am totally thrilled. And let's go see the sun go down. Unfortunately, my gimbal has no juice, so it's not going to be my best camera work. But, you know, when I have something like this to work with, how can it be bad? Alrighty then, let's go to the beach. I know, I love the sun, and it is romantic, but this is not a show about romance. This is God's beauty. Hey, Linda. So beautiful to see people playing volleyball, just doing beachy things. And coming to see the sunset. It is an event not to be missed on the west coast of Florida. You see people get prepared. Look how cozy they are. Cuties. Oh, young love. This other lady's like, oh, you guys look cute. They do look cute. It's just so great to see people having fun. Like everybody's waiting for the sun to go down. Isn't it beautiful? It's an actual event here every day. We're in the high season here in Florida. So the tourists are here. Getting some sunset on. It is hard to keep up with President Trump, Terry. Yeah, it's a little chilly right now. I wish I had a jacket on, to tell you the truth. I'm cold. All right, we're gonna watch the sunset with these people. Why not? Huh? They're dressed right. There's people here, and they've got jackets and hoods. Yeah, everyone looks like way warmer than I am. Yeah. Here's me in my little dress. I'm wearing a sundress, but it is sunset, so you gotta wear sundress at sunset. Ooh, it's chilly. I can't stay. I am chilly. I cannot stay on too much longer. But we're gonna see that sun go down. Don't let the sun go down on me. Don't let the world search myself. It's always someone else I see. A fragment of your mind. You wanna be free, but losing everything is like the sun going down on me. Whoa, that's a lot, Homer. My French is not that good. I know you said something about the sun and sleeping and something in France. Yeah, we speak German on the beach report. We don't really speak French. We don't even speak German that well. So, yes, the best sunsets are in Florida, Tina. Glad to see you here, my friend. Well, it looks like this one is going to go down behind that cloud, and we're not going to be able to see the actual sun setting below the waters of the beautiful Gulf of America. Oh, I'm really cold. It is chilly, chilly here, and I'm chilly, chilly coming at you live from Venice Beach. Bye, Homer. It's the end of another Tuesday. The first Tuesday. Is it the first Tuesday in February? Whew, it's beautiful, but man, it's cold. And pretty soon you're going to hear the people clap. Look at the people quickly. Because, you know, the people are half of the fun of the sunset. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you, my friend and my member. Love seeing my members coming on. True supporters of the beach report. Look over there where those waves are. There must be a sandbar right there. Venice Beach is interesting. It got kind of damaged in the last couple of hurricanes, so it looks weird. It got really damaged over there. Like, it was bad. Like, I don't think you can even drive there yet. All right, you guys, it's beautiful. As beautiful as this sunset is. Wait, if I can. I'm gonna have to get out of the cold. Oh, people are clapping. No, that's from the playing the things. Anyway, I'm walking over to the pavilion. I'll show that to you because it's just beautiful here. I love Venice Beach. I like it a lot better than Lido Beach that I was just on before. Although it doesn't have any better sand. It's, well, a little bit better sand than Lido Beach, but nobody has sand like Siesta Key. Just saying. All right, there it goes. Oh, wow, look at all those birds. Wait, I got to turn the camera around. Oh, it's so beautiful with all the birds. Do you see them? And they're gonna fly right in front of the sunset, I think. Maybe not. Wait, sorry. Not my best camera work today. Oh, Tina, thank you so much for asking. So my new book is $35, but if you want it signed, then it's $45. So contact me at info@jillbooks.com, and I'll make sure you get your copy. My new book is called Do You Think About Me on My Birthday, by the way, and it's about my adoption. Oh, Tina, you just made my day. Thank you so much, my friend. Hello, Hamid. Super, super happy. So glad I took you to the beach. Tina's been a longtime follower, and I consider her a friend. Oh, hi, Burner. Didn't see you there. It is a beautiful sunset. Woo, you guys can thank Tina for making me stay here and be cold and watching it. No, seriously, I'm just thrilled. Thank you so much. You're all so kind to me. Yes, yes, I finished it. I finished it. I'm so glad you're here, Tina. Yes, yes, you're gonna love it. And I'm already working on the sequel, so get prepared. A lot of interesting, fun things going to be happening in 2025. Well, it looks like the sun is pretty much set, and nobody's clapping yet because I guess they still see the orange, but you can see people are like, we're getting out of here. It is cold. It is chilly. Yeah, Tina, can you go to my email? Just info at jillbooks, JILLBOOKS.com. That would be good. Or after this show, go in the comments, and I could put the link in the comments, so I can do that too. I am this week, by the way, guys. This week is website is gonna get done this week. Oh my gosh, I have been so horrible about it. I so don't want to do this. I know that I can design my own website because I've done it before, but it's just a lot. I've been going through a lot, but that's no excuse. I need a good website, and I need a store. I need to be able to sell my books because I am in serious debt after veterinarian bills. And now I've broken a tooth. So now we've got dental bills. And it seems like everyone in my life that dies, I get a broken tooth. What is up with that? Seriously, remember when Ray died? I had a broken tooth. Now Muffin dies. I have a broken tooth. Anyway, I'll deal with it. So, okay, I will keep guys up to date. So glad to see you guys today. I'm glad you joined me for the beautiful sunset. You can still see it. Look at this. So pretty. Hi, Johnny. Yeah, cold people. Look how beautiful. And then a little rock and roll. All right, you guys. Thank you. I love my hat too. All right, I'm going to say ciao for now. Everybody have a great evening. See you on the next beach report.